Before I start, I would like to greet you all in our own language, Kumnabelinam. This time, my topic will be based on the human development. Uh, this presentation is more about the study of the human development and the study of the socio-cultural context. In this presentation, it consists four important parts, which is a summary of the Western theories, a meaning of human development, and social context perspective. These slides focus on focus on human development, which is referred to the people's need. Human development is the function of human growth during stages which is related to socio-cultural context. Socio-cultural context of the theory of Piaget stages, Erikson stages, Vygotsky stages, and John Locke stages. However, refer to a fourth slide for human development and socio-cultural context. I come up to present of four characters who are mentioned above. I have said throughout this slide is accomplished more about the Western human development theory like Erikson, Piaget stages, Vygotsky stages, John Locke stages. Therefore, Erikson in his theory, he study or view about the human development of a child while giving birth till old and died. Refer to Piaget stages, he study and view a child while giving birth till a child was formal operation its brain. Refer to Vygotsky stages, he study and view a child development language. Refer to John Locke stages, he study and view child experiences. These are the study of the four characters I have selected. Well, I have selected in this slide. Refer to slide 4. In this slide, I have talked about a four character which I have choose to fulfill this assignment. According to Erikson, have 8 stages, and Piaget, Vygotsky, and John Locke are all 4 stages of human development. Erikson stages. This is the first stage of Erikson, of trust and mistrust. Firstly, Erikson stages was deal with the 12 to 18 month old. This is where a child practical to use their feeling to trust someone who are close to them, especially their mother. For example, after the child is given birth, the child starts their faith from the heartbeat of their mother. Including with that, a child have more trust in those who are always treat a child better, to care and to take care of them, like feeding, holding, and build trust, especially their parents. Refer to the stage 2 of Erikson stages. autonomy and via shame and doubts. Secondly, Erickson's stage was due with 18 months to 3 years old. According to Erickson, second stage, he mentioned that this child has become up with more understanding and to know what they want to do. But if you discourage your your child or your toddler to not doing what they want to do, they will become ashamed and doubtful of their work. And so the thirdly, initiative rescued. Thirdly, Erickson's stage was due with an infant of 3 to 5 years old, where a child gets into a preschool. This is where a child first attend a preschool and feel free to do aims and goals. However, they need their parents to encourage them on what they want to do. But if they did not have any support, a child will affect it and have no will. The four of the stages: industry vs inferiority. Erickson's stage is due with the child of an age from 6 to 11 years. This is where a child have aware of their personality, where they learn skill of sports and others like prayer and so forth, which attract a child of their personality skills, including that in this stage child cannot do math, but they can draw something on their mind. So far, this is where the child starts matching themselves with others and wanted to become what they wanted to be, as they are called as imagination. Identity. This is the fourth stages of the Erickson stages. Identity vs confusion. However, this is the fifth stage of the human development, which is capable know everything about the environment and sociologies. Therefore, this is where Erickson's deal with a child with an age 12 to 18 years old, where a child excited to explore the world for their place about their goal, including with that child in these ages apply their knowledge to identify their personality, or asking themselves, who am I? This is where the child used this method to figure out what is the purpose of their life in this world. Refer to the fifth stages of Erickson. Right. Yes. Intimacy vs isolation. However, this is the sixth stage of Erickson stage, which is due with an age 19 to 40 years. However, at this stage, it clearly shows of seeking or building up their relationship or partner, friends or family with others. This is the type of relationship. Moreover, isolation involved with the feeling which occur from the child of being excluded from relationship or partnership and became lonely. This is where the child excluded from relationship. Generality is stagnation. However, this is the seventh stage of Erickson, which is due with an age of 40 to 65 years. This is where the feeling which used command to control the child, as we can see. (40 to 65 ages). This is where the feeling which use command to control the child, as we can see nowadays that this age start to focus on their family members, especially their child, including with that. This age start to teach their children about the world and produce a baby. Insecurity with despair. This is the last stage of erection, where people used to look back to their life when they were a child till this stage, to make them felt their pride and felt happy with or unhappy with their life. Including with that, this stage is where they become a grandfather or grandmother, which they have time, which they have a time to teach their grandson or granddaughter to become a good version. However, this refer to slide 2 about the another character of the Piaget stages. Refer to Piaget stages. He have 4 stages of sensorimotor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, formal operational stage. These are the stages of the Piaget stage, which I am going to explain. Sensorimotor. This is the first stage of Jean Piaget, which deal with a born child. Which deal with a born child. It means that this step is where a child uses their 5 senses to figure out what is everything around them. Example, child use their feeling of sense to determine whether it's good or bad, tasty or sour, and so forth for themselves. Refer to the second pre-operational stage. Pre-operational stage, it mentioned that whether children they learn to figure out on how they speak or spell. Eventually, children learn everything from parents through communicating and behavior. This is where the child will starting their mood like sad and happy. Refer to the third concrete operational stage. This stage where the children learn symbolize human into animal. If they don't like strange people, this stage apply their knowledge to build their own imagination throughout play. So far, this stage where children use their feeling to show to their parents through talking. Yes. Concrete operational stage. This is formal operational stage. Lastly, this is the last stage of Jean Piaget stage, where child become an adult. It means that the final stage which adults to use to produce kids and teach their kids, where they start their life of producing kids. Somehow, formal operational stage is the stage where adults start their knowledge to solve problems. Refer to Vygotsky stage. Vygotsky stage have four stages, which is a primitive stage, naive stage, in-growth stage, moral development of children in early school years. The first stage of the Vygotsky stage, we mentioned the primitive stage of an infant, of the infant experiments with sound production. This is referred to explore the infant of the sound of the infant's sense of sound. Secondly, the naive stage. The naive stage begins when a baby learns to speak. They show that a baby speaks words without meaning or purpose. When they want things, they spoke. When they want things, they spoke a word of that day with no meaning to them, with a lack of from. Rhyming is the device that is used to help an infant to solidify the memory. However, egocentric speech occurs when child is speaks alone to herself. Vygotsky quote that this child starts to verbalization of thoughts. Refer to the dead stage of the Vygotsky. In-growth stage. In-growth stage is a child who is learned during previous phases and merits because she already knew the subject. For example, a child can use his head to count a Bosing using his finger to numerate. Moral. The last stage of the Vygotsky stage, moral development of children in the early school years. Children grow from ignorant babies to children have an understanding of right and wrong. The moral development of children is a complex process that involves experiences, cognitive process, and emotional growth. Gradually involves experiences. Gradually, the child are acting without fear of punishment of their action. Sorry. Refer to John Locke's theory. Stages. John Locke's stages have four stages. Okay. Innate knowledge does not exist. This is the first stage. Blank slate. This is the second. Morality before fact. This is the dead long-term result. This is the last. Innate knowledge does not exist. Children does not exist. Children are not born with an innate sense of brainy, but they can be taught such facts which will have to absorb that fact so they can use or learn from it. For example, a child does not understand how to solve 1 + 1 = 2. How to know this fact? They must learn and teach about the fact of what they want to understand and how to solve the problem. Refer to the blank slate. According to Locke's belief in this state, the children are ready to absorb whatever is given to them, especially determination, determination, of the experiences which can make them still a lifestyle. Morality before fact. Locke's believed that before a child can assimilate learned facts, the child, a child must be educated in another life lesson. For example, a child, for example, a child that needs a strong concept of moral value and virtue before learning. Refer to the last long-term results. A child who was taught morals, values, and virtue would grow up to be a strong and righteous grown. This shows how they thought, of what they seen or watched. Immoral behavior would follow that pattern for their way. However, refer to the social cultural context. Well, this is the last of the moral development. Now, this time we will face what a social cultural context from the Western of the human development. First of all, fiscal. This is the first of the social cultural context, which is fiscal. Researchers and practitioners often isolated developments into specific areas. Broadly, this is referred to nutrient fiscal, cognitive, about thinking, learning, memory, and so forth, and social emotional development. Child psychologists try to make sense of every aspect of child development, including how children learn to make friends and try to understand the emotion and their own development personality. Their own development personality skills, which is related to Piaget's theory. In slide 9, social, which is talk about the social is. This slide is deal with a social value of child development. It is important for a child to consume a lifestyle of a person who are close to them, especially their parents and their neighbor, of determination them, and to acknowledge their personality. For example, in my own society, they always like to sing. This makes a child consume their habits and learn from it. This is related to John Locke's theory, which is mentioned above. I have mentioned. Cultural refers to a second part of the socio-cultural context, which is related to cultural. Refer to my own society. Cultural is one of a very important in traditional ways, like how they dance, how they sing, work, and so forth. This can be seen into a non-informal education, referring to a child development. It is very important for children to keep their culture and in belief, to maintain a culture from generation to another generation, like learn some culture like fishing, dancing, and so forth. It is referred to the culture personalities. Referred to the economic, this is the state of which this is the fourth stage which I have to explain about the socio-cultural context. Economic, which is referred to economic. It is due to an economic of how to make money. This always happen at home and in communities for a way of people to raise their economy from trade and others. This is important for child development to learn because making money is harder than spending the money. This is uh, this is referred to a child development to use their sense or to use their understanding for spending money and how to create money. This is another important of the child development. Refer to my perspective, in my own opinion, in every plant trying to survive throughout the day and night. Furthermore, comparing with the human development, it shows that every plant is trying to grow until they old. Moreover, it is the same with the human development because growing your plants, it can give you useful things like medicine, uh, medicine, a fruit which can produce. But this refer, but referring to a child, it can give you something you never receive or you never get. That child will give you many gifts and blessings. Well, whenever you grow your child very carefully, and you'll get something you never expect. This is the refer to my conclusion. I sum up all the theories of human development. The human development of the Western the human development of the Western are very important for the socio-cultural context to understand what is happening around them from time to time and to show the light or the way to the future. Thank you.